Live, live, live. How are you doing, everybody? How's everyone doing today? Welcome to Traveling with Bruce here from Creston, British Columbia. I'm quite a bit away today, just so you can see my new shirt. I hope you like the logo. Hang on a second here. I just remembered something. Got to hit that button right there. There we go. Yeah. So like I'm sitting way back here, so you can see the logo on my brand new TWB shirt. Problem is, I have to get it even further back. Hang on a second. There. You can see Traveling with Bruce. There. What do you think of the shirt? Looks pretty good, huh? It's like, not a bad TWB design, eh? Spoken like a true Canadian, eh? Welcome one, welcome all to the show. I'm glad you could make it to TWB. Oh my, come on in here, kids. Come on in. There we go. Got to make the adjustments. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to Friday, TGIF. It is Friday. Oh man, that is great to see that it's Friday. Here in Creston, where I'm located. By the way, if you don't know who I am, I'm Bruce with Traveling with Bruce. Love talking about cruise ships here, cruise ship news, holidays, everything that's going on in the cruise ship world. I'm located in Creston, British Columbia. That's 3 miles north of the border between Idaho and British Columbia. So I'm just north of Idaho, and going to head to Costco on Saturday. Going to head to Costco tomorrow. Can't wait. So we're going to head down and do some shopping. Going to try to pick me up a brand new webcam and a microphone. I'm excited. Thanks to you guys and your donations and everything else. So thank you. Among other provisions, of course, I got to get some Costco ice cream. You got to keep this physique going. You can't have all this stuff without the Costco ice cream flowing. We're getting kind of low, so we got to work on that. A few other provisions. Anyway, here in Creston, the weather isn't that great. It's supposed to be really nice right now. This time of year, we're normally in the high 70s, low 80s. After all, the longest day of the year is like in the next week or so. We are at 54 degrees right now, and really rainy. We've had a lot of rain today, off and on. A bit of sunshine, but rain too. Now, that's bad enough, but in Calgary, where the big city that's near us, Calgary, where I used to live, they're hitting a high today of 48. And in an area between Calgary and Banff, where the Rocky Mountains are, is a place called Kananaskis Country. Gorgeous place. If you ever get a chance to come to Canada, you want to check this place out between Calgary and Banff, and head to Banff, Lake Louise. They're getting snow. They're getting snow on June the 7th, 2019. Yeah. They announced earlier today blizzard conditions as well. This is highly unusual for us. It happens. It's at elevation. It can happen, but not June the 7th. We can get a storm in April or May, maybe, but not. But yeah, that's what's happening. So really wild and wacky, wet and snowy and everything in the southern part of British Columbia and Alberta. But the northern part of Alberta, where we need the moisture, dry as a bone, and we got forest fires. So yeah, go figure. The hope I have is that this system will kind of spin around a bit and kind of spread the love elsewhere where it's really needed. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, around here, we're not going to have any forest fires. We are lush green. The leaves are out. The grass is blooming. The bushes are happy. Roses have bloomed around here. It's gorgeous. But today it's a bit cool. And what can I say? I'd rather be on a cruise than be suffering in this. But I'm indoors. It's okay. Welcome one, welcome all to my show, my chat, and everything else. The channel continues to grow right along. We're now 26,183. 26,183 subscribers. Heading for 26,500, 27, and 28. No, away we go. We just keep on growing. It's incredible. Thank you for joining in. If you're new to the show, if you're new to this live chat, welcome. Please tell me you're watching me live for the first time or second time. Please tell me where you're watching me from, if you wouldn't mind. I'd love to find out. You'll notice all these comments going by here. My regulars are yapping away, and they're talking to each other, and they're welcoming each other to the show, and they're passing on how warm it is where they're hanging out at. I would love to hear from you as well if you're new to this channel and this show. Where are you watching me from? What's your high temperature today? What's the price of gas in your neighborhood? Has it been going down lately? It should be. We'll have to see how that works. Some folks are just still getting gouged on gas prices here in Canada, particularly. We make the stuff and we're paying through the nose for it, but what are you going to do? Yeah, if any of you got an advertisement today when you're watching me on this show, love to know if any cruise lines are advertising to you before you see me. I'd love to know that. Thank you for those of you who give me thumbs ups when I do this live show. It helps with the momentum. I got 13 already. Thank you for that. And thank you for all your support out there in TWB land, whether you're just watching me, whether you're watching me and giving me thumbs ups, whether you're giving me comments as well, whether you're sharing my videos with any friends of yours on Facebook or any other sites. If you've joined the TWB Traveling with Bruce Facebook page, I thank you for that. I just had another 5 or 6 I let in this morning. If you want to join the Facebook group page and hang out with us between shows, we hang out there. It's a group. Just go to Facebook and type in the little, Traveling with Bruce with 2 L's, and you'll find the group page just like that. And ask to join. I'll let you in. I'm the administrator. A whole bunch of folks have come in already and are posting photos of their favorite cruise ships and cruise holidays that they've had, and videos, and sharing information about what's going on in the cruise world. It's fantastic. It's a great hangout. I welcome one and all of you to come on by. I like to occasionally, I'll put something on there to let you know what's going on with the TWB family. And of course, whenever I launch a video, I make an announcement to that effect as well. So thank you for everybody. Thank you for everything. Those of you who are sending me super chat donations, those of you who send me donations on my PayPal button, those of you who are on my Patreon page making a monthly donation to my channel. Oh, you guys are above and beyond the Call of Duty. Thank you very much for that. And then, some of you are picking up items on Amazon. I love you for this. These are pennies from heaven for me. I have an affiliate link just down below here, Amazon. If you hit that link, you want to buy something on Amazon, hit the link down below. It'll take you to the homepage of Amazon. Buy whatever you want on Amazon. Whether you're a Prime member or not, doesn't matter. I get a royalty or a commission on anything you buy on Amazon. And it doesn't matter if it's a $5 item, a $10 item, a $20 item, a $1,000 item. It does matter if it's a $1,000 item. It would be great if you did. But nonetheless, I couldn't care less. Bag of potato chips or a dog food or toilet paper or Bugatti, whatever you want. The channel gets a royalty on anything you buy on Amazon. And we had, I think it was yesterday, or day before, 10 items came through in one day. One person bought 10 items. It was about $120 worth of stuff, but it was fantastic. I saw these little commissions coming through on every one of them. Oh, I love it. I don't know who did it. It doesn't matter who did it. I just thank you, all of you out there who occasionally will go to Amazon through my link. You help my channel. It's just great. It's a painless way to help me out. Thank you very much. I am a full-time YouTuber. I am not a travel agent. I am not hired by any cruise line. I don't work for Carnival or Royal Caribbean or Norwegian or MSC or Disney or anything. I'm not an employee of anyone. I'm in Creston, British Columbia. I tell it like I see it. I try to tell it like it is. Sometimes I'm very complimentary about cruise companies and cruise lines. Sometimes I'm not so nice about what they're doing. And I respond to what my viewers tell me what's going on. There's a lot of interaction between me and my viewers. And I love to share your thoughts and ideas. And I love to check out stories. If you guys hear something about what's going on, I'd love to check into it. And if there's something to it, I'll report it to you. I love to sort of report what's going on in the cruise world. That's my shtick, and that's my deal. And so there you go. Welcome to the channel, one and all, and I'm glad you're here. Now, today, excuse me, today, what I was going to mention was, I'm just going to go through my messages here, make sure I'm up to speed. There we go. I'm getting them through there. Perfect. Thank you. I got 71 of you here. Welcome, all of you. 25 thumbs up. Thank you. Two things I'm going to talk to you about today. I've got my headline. We'll get to in a second, but quick note: I uploaded a video last night after my live show, and it's about whether cruise lines, will the cruise lines, in particular Carnival, with all their brands, but Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian, will they start the process of offloading and retiring some of their smaller, older ships? As you all know, this week, the Trump administration basically made it impossible for cruise lines to offer cruises to Cuba on a going forward basis for now. Excuse me. Americans are forbidden to travel to Cuba on a recreational basis, and cruise lines are not going to fight the administration, the U.S. government over this. They just instantly, as of Wednesday, boom, we're not going to Cuba anymore, and we're going to go elsewhere instead. We'll give people credits and discounts for the trouble, but going forward, we'll announce new itineraries, and we just won't be going to Cuba anymore. But here's the shtick. Here's the deal. The cruise lines were making a fortune, an absolute fortune, giving you cruises to Cuba on the oldest ships they had for top dollar. They were getting top dollar for sending you to Cuba, getting you to Cuba using their oldest rickety old ships. Now, they're not rickety. I'm just exaggerating it, but these are the oldest ships in the fleet. From 1990 to like 96, the oldest ships they've got, they were using to take to Florida. Now, there's a couple to Florida, to Cuba. There's a reason why they were using these smaller ships to go to Cuba. It's because Cuba's port, Havana, can only handle small to medium-sized cruise ships. Now, I'm talking about today's small to medium-sized cruise ships. Back in 1960, Cuba could easily take in the Queen Mary, too. The Queen Mary. It could have taken in the Queen Elizabeth, too. It could have taken in the SS Norway. No problem. The port was designed for those ships. But today, a ship the size of the QE2, the Queen Elizabeth II, that's now sitting in Dubai as a hotel, that ship is a medium-sized ship at best in today's cruise world that we are part of. There's no way the Oasis class ships could go into Havana. There's no way. The Quantum class, no. The Norwegian Bliss, no. They're way too big, way too big. They just don't have the depth of the water. They don't have the facilities on land. They couldn't possibly handle the amount of passengers, 6,000 at a time. They weren't ready. They were going to be ready. Cuba had contracted with a Mexican firm, Ports International, Cruise Ports International, I believe it is, or Ports International, to build out their Havana port and, build a new terminal building and a new pier and handle any class ship, you name it. But those plans are probably going to be put on hold for a while because the business stopped like that. As soon as Mr. Trump signed the document, it's over. So that was an executive order, and it's the end of that for now. So the old cruise ships were being used because they were small and medium sized. They were holding 1,500 to 2,100 people, perfectly sized ships for the Havana port. So for Carnival, using ships that don't even have balconies, Royal Caribbean with their older ships, and Norwegian with some of their smaller ships. This is cash cow time. They were bringing in some serious money. $200 a night, $220 a night per room, per passenger per room. I'm not even talking per room, per passenger per night. $400 a night per cabin in a cruise ship that had half the amenities that the new ships have. These ships now have a problem. These ships now have to be rerouted, and they're going to basically compete with the other ships that are out there from everybody else. MSC, soon to be Virgin, Disney right now. These other cruise lines are out there, along with the brand new Royal Caribbean ships, the brand new Norwegian, and the brand new Carnival. The brand new ships with all the bells and whistles. They're going to now use their older ships for the same locations that they're using with their newer ships. Look, if you're a couple that are in the 70s and you want to get away and experience what it was like 25 years ago when you cruised back in the 90s, yes, these ships would be perfect because it'll take you right back to what it was like in 1995. But if you are you're 50 years old and you're just starting to cruise, and you've seen all the bells and whistles that are available on these new cruise ships, including the entertainment, the on-deck activities, the incredible largeness of these ships, you kind of may want to be on the Bliss or on the Symphony of the Seas, or you might want to take in the Carnival Horizon cruise ship rather than a 25-year-old or 30-year-old ship. There's a problem. How can these cruise lines charge the same money per night, per passenger for the older ships versus their brand new offerings that they have now? That's not going to work. And if you've got children, you're a 35-year-old couple and you've got 2 kids, 3 kids, and they're 8, 12, and 15 years of age, or they're 7, 9, and 11. Good luck trying to convince the kids that, oh, it's going to be a wonderful time. We're going to take a 1-week cruise on a 1993 ship that doesn't have a balcony, doesn't have water slides, doesn't have rock climbing walls, doesn't have the wave runner, doesn't have a roller rink, doesn't have the bumper cars, doesn't have. Good luck with all that. As a family, you might be able to go on the cheap, but the kids are going to be looking at you going, what are we going to do now? Play some Parcheesi? It's not working. You got to take the kids on the big ships because all their friends at school are on the big ships. And for you and your sanity, you got to take them on the ship with all the bells and whistles. But let's be real. If you take a 4-day cruise or a 5-day cruise or 1-week cruise in the Caribbean, you can get yourself on the Harmony of the Seas for, let's say, $130 a night per passenger, $150 a night for mom and dad, and maybe the kids can go half price because there's deals all the time for the kids. You're all in the same cabin. Why wouldn't you take the big ship and have all the bells and whistles and have the 20 different restaurants available on the board as well for those picky eater children of yours? Yeah, you definitely want to do that. So the older ships they're competing against their own brothers and sisters, their own ships for a space to the same ports. And there's nothing exclusive about these older ships anymore. They used to go to Havana. They're not going to Havana for quite some time. The earliest that will happen will be 2 to 3 years from now or longer. And so these ships may be too old by the time Havana is ever reopened again. And what are they going to do? So that's what I wanted to know. That's what my video was about. So check it out if you get a chance. Let me know your thoughts. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and let me know. Now, today's topic of the day is, should we, as cruisers, should we give cash tips to the staff of the cruise ship rather than make that automatic gratuity service charge? When we get on the ship, should we tell the front desk, take off those tips? I'm not paying those tips. I'm going to pay cash instead. Should we pay cash to the crew directly? Now, the reason I'm asking you this question is I've been reading articles lately. There's some lawyers out there trying to act on behalf of these cruise workers. There are various levels of cruise workers, of course, on a cruise ship. You have your captain and the crew up in the bridge. You've got your senior officers. You've got your top-notch managers. You've got the engine room people, your technical people, highly trained. You've got the entertainers, all with specific skills. But then you've got the 2,000, depending how big the ship is, anywhere from 500 to 2,000 workers who are doing the hard labor to keep us happy. These are the room stewards. These are the laundry people. These are the folks doing the dishes downstairs. All the folks that are cleaning the floors, vacuuming the hallways, the thankless bus boys, all the waiters. I mean, think about all of the other employees, waiters, bartenders, you name it, all the way down the line. Gazillions of those folks, a lot of which you don't see. But the question is, should we give a gratuity to the cruise line so that they can disperse that money, or should we do it ourselves? Because the reports are coming out more and more that you're paying $15 a night, $18 a day, whatever that amount is now. It's varying. It used to be like $10, $12 a day. Now it's as high as $20 a day, depending on the cruise line and the ship and the itinerary. And that money used to be apparently divvied out to the whole group. Now the story goes that the cruise lines are taking some of that money for themselves. Or what's been happening is cruise employees have not been getting raises from their base salaries. They've been getting tip money instead. And the cruise lines are paying their employees less and less in certain cases, and more of their salaries are coming from mandatory gratuity charges. I'm wondering whether if I'm on a cruise ship, should I not pay the gratuity charge and just give my room steward a tip in cash, knowing that if I hand him a $10 bill, a $20 bill, a $50 bill, whatever the amount I'm giving this individual, guy or girl, the money is theirs. They don't have to divvy that up with management. They don't have to give that to other employees. If I know, talking to my room steward, that you're the individual looking after my cabin, and there's 2 people here in the hallway, they're doing all the laundry runs and all that, I give them each $10 for the week, and then I go down to my dining room and I got my waiters. I got my regular waiter every day in the main dining room that I'm down there. I give him a $10 tip at the end of the cruise, or $20 or whatever I want. I give the captain whatever I want. The bartender, I tip when I want. Of course, with bartenders, the problem is you can't tip them separately because the gratuity is built into every drink you order. So they're getting a piece of that. But you'd slip them a couple of bucks cash anyway. I'm thinking you're going to get way better service, especially if you tip early in your cruise. But I also have a wonderment. I also kind of wonder they get to keep that money and they're better ahead for it. If I'm not paying $15 a day, but I'm multiplying 15 times 7 days, $105, and I'm handing out $105 to these people that are interacting with me, or I'm handing out $150 if I want, even more. They get more than if I paid into the pot. I'm wondering about that. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think about this whole thing? I'd like to kind of get your reaction to that whole thing, because the tipping subject is a controversial subject. There's no question about it. I totally admit, I totally agree with you. Tipping has been a hot point of discussion for quite some time with a lot of my viewers, and rightfully so, because the numbers keep changing all the time, and we see what's going on. Love to get your thoughts on all that. First of all, let me catch up with who's here. I got 106 of you here. Welcome to Friday's show. Thank you for coming by. 35 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. Thank you for all your support of this channel. Thank you for all your comments, thoughts, everything else. Let me know what you think about this tipping thing, and let's get into it. I'm going to just say hi quickly to who's here and catch right up to the comments. I have Blaine, Sheila, Atlanta the Brave is here. Welcome, Shelter Cove on his at Hilton Head Island. Fantastic. Maurice Martins is here from Midland, Texas. Welcome. Blaine is here. Zach Tube is here. Welcome, Zach. Linda Lou is here. Duncan N. Brittany Lockwood is here. Vivian from the UK is here. Kelly Haston is here. Who else have I got? Roger Leonard, Sylvan Forrest from Delray Beach, 92 degrees, kind of scattered thunderstorms. He's staying indoors today. Dinner tonight, sir? La cured duck, French fries, and donuts. Giddy, giddy up all the way on that one. Beautiful. Who else is here? Keela Owens. Hi, Keela. Tom Henry. Hello, everybody. I called Bruce and had a nice chat last night as he shut down the second 5 p.m. show with the chat missing. Yes, Tom gave me a call just to let me know that the chat wasn't working. Yesterday's show was a sort of a two-parter. I did my first parter with all kinds of technical difficulties. Then the show finally shut down when my iPad quit on me. I came back for a quick 5-minute goodbye, and the iPad wasn't set up for chats. A disaster. But Tom called and said, it's okay. We love you anyway. It's all good. Thank you, Tom, for calling. California Judy is saying hi. Welcome, California Judy. Welcome back, Duncan N. Gentlemen, Jack in the Carnival cruise ship ready for the show. Welcome, Duncan. Roland Tucker is here from Montreal. Welcome, Roland. Sheila is here. Let's see. The sweet say hello, says Atlanta the Brave. Kelly Haston. Who else have I got here? Wally G. Great tea. Thank you, Wally G. Thank you for joining me today. Vivian says, you sound good today, Bruce. We can hear you. Yeah, I'm on the computer today. It's better. Roger Leonard is here. Welcome, buddy. Tom Slevin is here. Tim Williams is here. He's ready to go on his cruise tomorrow. Tom Slevin. Hi, Bruce. TWB crew. 68, nothing like but rain in Kentucky. Gas is $2.69 a gallon. I've got 1 month left until my Alaska adventure. Right? Well, I'm going to a cruise in Alaska. Giddy up. Judith Wright. It looks good. SFL Spotter. Hi, everybody. Sheila Vivian. He told you he was at Costco. Scott Weber. Hi, Bruce. It's 69 and overcast here in Palos Verdes. Gas $3.98 a gallon. He's in California. To let you know, I froze at my daughter's high school graduation. It drizzled and it was damp and cold. Oh man, that's depressing. That's too bad, but it's over. Let's see here. Who else have I got? Tim Williams, Carnival Conquest is where he's going. Judith Wright, 81 in Philadelphia. Send me some of that warmth, dear. Let's see. Sylvan is saying, hey, Bruce, show me your shirt again. Show me the shirt. Here it is, TWB. Let's see. I'll show you the shirt. Go way back there. There it is, the TWB shirt. Hope you can see it okay. It's a long logo. I was talking to Jennifer. I said, this thing's huge. I would really prefer something kind of half this size, but we could make adjustments. We might make a second version of this logo and put it up on Redbubble as well. But this one is a full body size. I'll tell you that. Anyway, there you go. I wouldn't mind if the lettering was darker, more like blood redder, but yeah, it came up pretty good. It still looks good. Alrighty, who else is here? Keela, Tom Henry, SFL, Wally G. It's 90 degrees here in Port of Miami. Laughing out loud. Bob Hansen, howdy from Atlanta. Hello, Bob Hansen. Who else have I got? Sherry Awesome Sunsets is here. How there, Sherry? Roger Leonard is here. Who else have I got here? First timer, Wally says, from Miami. Right on, Wally G. Welcome from Miami. Another Floridian. This is fantastic. We got a bunch of Floridians. This is awesome stuff. Judith Wright, watching live for the first time from Philadelphia. 81.305 a gallon for gas. Judith from Philly, thank you for coming by and being here. It's so great of you to join me today. I hope you enjoy the gang here. John LeBeau is here. Hello, TWB and family. 81 degrees in Raleigh. The rain, it's very humid. I bet you it is. We just had a downpour out here, just coming down. Now it's stopped, but it's just gray and ugly out there. Oh, terrible. Tim Williams, $2.59 a gallon in Southwest Florida. Right on, sir. Miss Bandit. Thunderstorms in Seattle, just like us. Same thing. We're only like, I don't know, 6-hour drive from Seattle, but yeah, it's not pretty. Carter L, Chesapeake, Virginia. High today, 77 degrees. Gas, $2.40 a gallon. Right on, Carter L. Welcome from Chesapeake, Virginia. Welcome to the show. Chili Falls, first time on live from Forest, Virginia. I got Virginians coming. I got Floridians coming in here. This is fantastic. Welcome, everybody, to the show from everywhere. Kirk Brunson from the Big Apple is in the house. Welcome, Kirk. Chick Hansen, Hebrews 88, and Sarasota, Oceana, Marina out of Copenhagen a month from today. Oh, man, that will be so awesome. Fantastic. Who else have I got? Shawana's Creative Circle is here. Wes Morrison is here from New Braunfels. Wes, do me a favor, send me a private message on Facebook to me on my Facebook group page, so I can send you what you needed from me. I didn't get an email address off of you on the last message. I need you to touch base with me, please. I'll get you what you need. All right, Gregory Toomer. Hey, Bruce, we can hear you loud and clear, but why are you sitting in the dark? Why are you sitting in the? Because it's dark outside. It's really dark outside, and I got the light on me here as best I can. You see the shadows from my hands here? It's oh yeah. What can I say? I'm working on that. Let's see here. Who else is there? Stefan Nieder is here. Good night to all. Good evening from Switzerland. Welcome, Stefan. Wally G, Celebrity Edge, fabulous. Let's go through here. Roger Leonard. Tom Henry, we're easy. Sounds like a plan. Okay. Who else have we got? Going down here. Edward Kane, welcome all to Flip Flop Friday from the New Jersey shore. Lovely 84 degrees with a cool breeze from the Atlantic Ocean. You gotta love that. Let's see here. Debbie Manuel is in the house as well. Hi there, TWB family. Beautiful and windy, but only 80 degrees in Northern California. We'll be over 100 by Tuesday, Wednesday. So enjoying weather while we can. Going to get hot. Welcome, Debbie, to the show. I'm glad you're here. Morgan R, it's a real shame. Debbie Manuel, hi there, friend Lindy. Let's see, Linda Lou is saying hello. Scott Weber, I don't think they will sell them off. I think the smaller, older ships have a devout following of customers. Just send them to private islands. They'll be fine. Scott, they may have a devout following, but I don't think they're going to get the dollars. If the big ships are getting 120 a night for their cabins, for balconies, the small ships inside rooms are going to go for $50. I don't think they're going to make money at that rate. I really don't know. We'll see. On the other hand, if you can get them to the private islands and you can get them to spend a bunch of money on the private islands, maybe that's the equalizer. But I don't know, sir. And of course, the older these ships get, the more mechanically unreliable they're going to get, the more engine troubles they're going to have, and the more downtime they're going to have. You just don't know. There's a time frame for these guys, a lifespan, and 25, 30 years is starting to push these cruise ships to the end of their limit, I think. We'll see. We'll see. Washington County News Station, Utah. How you doing? Welcome to my channel. Edward Kane. Yes, you tip the bartender the first day on board. When it's 3 deep on sea day, and you walk up to the bar, they've got your Corona right away, no waiting. Just reach over. Here's your Corona, Bruce. There you go, because they remember the cash tip you handed them when the cruise started. That's another idea right there. Chick Hansen, Cuba is back, hopefully after the election in 2020. I don't know, Chick. Let's see here. Kelly, Debbie heard Dan, the man, say your name on a replay. I was watching, also mentioned Bruce too. Welcome, Kelly. Let's see here. Who have we got here? Blogging Trucker Reviews. Your volume is perfect today, Bruce. Thank you, Trucker. Blogging Trucker. Thank you very much for that, and all your kind words and messages, and you also helping my videos get exposed out there. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Who have I got else here? Who else is here? Who else is here? Any more comments? Maurice Martens, I'm back, but hey, Bruce and all, welcome. I'm late, but I'm back. Welcome, Maurice Martens. Let's see here. Let's go here. Peter Heckema, hi, Bruce and everybody. Listening in the car today, headed over to Tampa Airport to pick up my better half. 90 degrees here today in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Very humid, 78% humidity, but still no rain in our area. Unbelievable, sir. We're getting rain like crazy up here, and it's cold. Welcome to the show. Scott Weber, people love the Carnival Fantasy Class ships. I don't see Carnival selling them off. Let's see. We'll find out. Tom Henry, NCL Spirit does well in Europe. All their smaller ships should go to the Mediterranean. Sherry, hello, Kelly, and everyone else. Private Islands, Castaway Cay, and Labadee, Haiti, come with us. Let's go. Tom Henry, hope they don't sell the Spirit and the Sun till we get a chance to cruise on them. After doing the Bliss, I prefer the older, smaller ships. Very interesting. Sheila, I don't mind the smaller ships, but I haven't been on a larger one yet. I still want to be crowded out. Let's see here. Cruel Jazz, Carnival, older ships, exteriors are in need of a serious paint job. Kelly, I want to do Alaska. I sent you a message on Facebook. Debbie Manuel, hi there, Sherry. Let's see. Kids can just stay home, says Tom Henry. Sylvan, agreed, Tom. Sheila, Sheila, yes, Cool Jazz. They are too busy making money. Don't want to spend it. Let's see. Amen to that, Thomas, says Debbie. Kids can stay home. Tim Williams, send them to Bimini, Bahamas. That's another place the ships can go. We are the Gutmans saying hello. Welcome to the show. We are the Gutmans. Wally G. Bruce, I've been cruising since '89. I've sailed smaller up to those huge floating islands, especially the Allure of the Seas. You're never crowded. It's so huge. People are scattered everywhere. It's great. And that's the thing. I think these new massive ships are so well engineered and designed that they really are finding a way to accommodate 6,600 passengers, 2,200 crew, and as a passenger, you don't feel necessarily crowded. Yes, if you're going to the pool show at the back of the ship and you're in the middle of the theater, yeah, you're surrounded by people, of course. If you're at the show, watching the Broadway show, yes, there's people all around you. But if you want to go for a walk on the ship, there's all kinds of levels and decks to head to. It just doesn't feel crowded. I agree with that. Not a bad comment. All right, let's see what's going on here. Sherry says we're sailing on January the 24th, 2021. Scott Weber, why would you go back to Cuba when the next president might change the policy again? Exactly. Why will cruise lines take a chance and do this when this could be happening? I don't know. Maurice Martins, thank you for your $2 super chat. I appreciate that. And a $5 gift. Thank you. I just saw that one pop up. Thank you for both of those. I love those moving stickers. They're pretty cool. I appreciate that, sir. Who else have I got here? Sylvan Forest. Kids make great shark bait, but the cruise lines frown upon the practice for some unknown reason. Oh, Sylvan. Why pay credit card interest on tips, says Cool Jazz. There you go. Ms. Bandit says, yes, cash. Good idea, Bruce. Linda Lou, when I cruise, I don't want to hear screaming kids. Reminds me too much of the playground at school when I had a yard, something. Yard duty, when I had yard duty. Okay. Sheila, Bruce, I really believe the cruise line should pay a favorable wage in the prices, not call it gratuities. If someone gives you exceptional service, then you tip them extra. I agree with that. I would rather that the cruise lines all did it at the same time. That way you can't run around one way or the other. That would be fine with me. Just tell me the price of the cruise with the crew being paid a decent wage, but they're not doing it that way and they're not going to change. I don't think so. They love those big billboards and those massive advertisements, and they love shipping out. I don't have one here, but they love shipping out brochures all the time where they show that like $3.99 for a cruise, $2.99 for a cruise. You and I know you got to double that number. You got to double that number to get on that ship. You can't get on the ship for $2.99 and not a chance with all the port charges, taxes, tipping, and everything added on top. No way, no way. There you go. Okay, let's see. Blaine, when we went on Horizon in November, I slipped our room steward $20 additionally at the start, and he was grateful the whole week and made sure we had what we needed. It definitely helps. Absolutely. You slip your room steward a $20 bill at the beginning of the cruise, you will be pampered to within an inch of your life. These people are so appreciative of that. They really, really are. And anyone else that you come in contact with, you slip them any kind of a tip. A waitress gives you a drink at the pool deck. Waiter, waitress, slip them $1, $1. They'll be around every 5 minutes. How's your drink doing? How's your drink doing? They'll be all over you. Absolutely. Tom Henry, the elevators on the Bliss were annoying, and Deck 15 cabin was a hike to get from 4 to 7. SFL. Cool Jazz, why would you pay tip interest? Just pay it off and avoid interest. Sheila, I bet Tom Henry, Jim Zim was just on the horizon and said, not enough elevators and seemed crowded on the negative side of things. I did see that video with Jim Zim the other day, and I'm in agreement that the ship really looked to be extremely crowded. He was telling us he was on a 6-day cruise, not the 8-day cruise. The Horizon goes on a 6-day cruise and an 8-day cruise, and a 6-day cruise and an 8-day cruise out of Florida, I think out of Miami. And he was on the 6-day version, and it was packed. And he was showing footage of people at the buffet, lineups everywhere, waiting for elevators, just people everywhere. It was really interesting to see that. I was quite surprised that ship was not better handled or equipped to handle the crowds. And now the Panorama's coming to Long Beach. That's the same ship, in effect, same layout, and it's heading to Long Beach the end of this year. So we'll have to hear what the complaints are from that one, or comments. It'll be interesting to know. Let's see here. Morgan R. This is why I'm leaning towards Virgin from now on. Tipping is stupid, and it shouldn't be up to passengers and guests to pay. These companies need to pay their people. Just add it into the fare. Linda Lou, no Paul Wilgus again today. Hope he is okay. Where is Paul Wilgus? Wally G, tip ourselves. Cash. The only issue is that with some people will not tip at all, and that is true. Let's see. Sheila, yes, Linda Lou, and I bet some kids, they let them run wild. Tom Henry, what did you do with Paul Wilgus, Tom? Sherry, awesome. We tip extra for our waiter and cabin steward in cash on top of the gratuity charge. Sylvan, I prepay my gratuities before I board, and I tip those very nice ship staff that make my life easier on the ship. Word spreads quickly that the big guy carries cash in origami envelopes in his pocket. Yeah, word spreads quickly. They talk amongst themselves. You don't think that the cruise staff at the end of their shift talk to each other down below over the evening hours about you and your attitude, you and your demands, and you don't even give them any kind of a tip, or you don't even say thank you, or you treat them like garbage? You don't think they talk about you? Oh my. They talk about you. They compare notes. They know who's who and who does what. It makes a difference. It absolutely does. SFL, we tipped on top of our bartenders and servers that we liked. So we had the 18% gratuity charge, tip them anyway, a little bit of cash. Oh, that goes a long way. That can go such a long way. Bobby Harrell, your camera's out of focus. No, it's not out of focus. It's a lousy camera. It's just lousy. And it's not sharp like 4K. And with this face, you should be grateful that you get this image. If you had 4K, you'd be revolted at all the spots. And face for radio, I'm trying to tell you. Cool Jazz, tip the bartender early. You'll never have to order your drink the rest of the cruise. He'll know what you drink and how you like it. Blaine, it seems to me you need to pay up front, because if you tip just the room person, the others, such as the main dining room, may not get paid at all. Just tip additionally for anyone going over and beyond service. Scott Weber, the cruise line likes tip wages. They don't pay tax on it, and the employee is at the risk if there's a decline in cruising, and that's the problem. If the ship is only 3/4 full because of bad weather getting to the ship, or hurricane season, or whatever, the folks on the ship are earning way less money. Of course, the cruise line's making less money too, because there aren't as many people in the casino. There are not as many people ordering drinks. It does go around. Sheila, yes, Wally G, I agree, and that's why I believe everyone should be paid fairly, and then there's tipping on top of that. Shiwana's Creative Circle says, I agree with you, Sylvan. Ms. Bennett, what is a fair amount for the cabin stewards? There's a good question. What do you folks think? What kind of a tip should you give your cabin steward? I would think at the beginning of the tip, at the beginning of the trip, give him a $20 bill right at the beginning of the trip. And at the end of the trip, if you've been really happy with the service, give them another $20 bill. And wow, that just makes their life complete, because there's $40 in cash on top of their wage. And whatever that wage is, it isn't much. That gives them some either personal spending money or something to send back home to add to their wage. But that's how I would go about it. But what are your thoughts? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that. Sheila, do they pay taxes on any of the money? No, they don't. The cruise lines are not incorporated in the United States. These cruise ships are offshore entities. The companies do have marketing companies in the United States, but the cruise lines make their dough offshore and therefore don't pay tax. The employees do not pay U.S. income tax because they're not employees in the United States of America. They have no rights under U.S. labor law either. They are international employees. The USA does nothing about it and will not do anything about it. The cruise lines can do what they will with their employees any way they want, whether they want to take benefits away, add benefits, pay them more, pay them less, treat them well, treat them badly. They can do whatever the heck they want with them. The employees can quit anytime they want, more or less. But employees are at the mercy of cruise lines because after their contract is up, maybe a 10-month contract, they get a month off. They may or may not be hired back for another 10-month contract. There are certain employees that work 2 years, 4 years, and never get employed again. There are others who are there for 15 years, 20 years. They work a long, long time. And other employees who are stellar are graduated. They get moved up the ladder because they're above and beyond. They're the best waiters, so they go right up to the captain level. They're the best staff member. They get brought up to a higher level. They now are in charge of 10 employees, in charge of 50 employees, in charge of 300 employees and 15 managers, that kind of thing. There's some folks in the trade that do very well, but there are others who aren't cut out for it, or they lose interest after a year or two, or they're homesick, and it shows. They either quit or they don't get brought back. There are 1,000 people willing to take any employee's job on a cruise ship at a moment's notice. Go to the Philippines, go to Indonesia, go to Pakistan, go to India, go to Bangladesh, go to Thailand, go to just name another dozen countries. There are 1,000 people willing to take the job of busboy, laundry grunt, vacuuming floors, dusting handrails, cleaning your toilet, whatever job is required. There's 1,000 for every single employee on every single cruise ship. I am talking millions of people waiting for the job, not hundreds, not thousands. I'm talking millions. And in 5 years, with the 17-year-olds today, in 5 years they're 22, millions more. The birth rate overseas is out of control, and the number of people willing to work is unfathomable. And that's why cruise ships are generally well staffed with, generally speaking, eager employees, because they know that for that job I've got, there's 1,000 people waiting to take my job. Just if I screw this up, I'm out of here. They could bring in another one just like that. Just so you know. Okay, let's see what's going on. Tom Henry just checked with, just emailed our friend Mr. Wilka, see what's going on. Blaine, speaking of donuts, happy National Donut Day. Chick Hansen, kind of a problem with gold level on Oceania, gratuities included, whatever that means. Bobby Harrell, San Antonio, Texas, 100 degrees and sunny. Oh, that's awesome. Sheila, Ms. Bandit, I normally give mine 30 to 40 bucks, but not sure if that's good or not. Linda Lou, I pay my mandatory tips, which I don't agree with, and then extra cash tips for those that give good service. Right on, Linda Lou. Keila, what are they going? When are they going to retire Majesty of the Seas? We don't know. We just don't know. We'll find out the next 6 months to a year. We'll find out. Happy National Donut Day, says Sheila to Blaine. Linda Lou, thanks, Tom. Chick, like a pre-tipping notion can't hurt. Ms. Bandit, Sheila, thanks. We are sailing Cunard over the holidays. Wally G, great times with Bruce. Sheila, me too. Tom Henry, we usually give 50 bucks a week. Some up front to let them know we do tip. Wes Morrison, I want to pay the suggested gratuity too. Pay for the behind-the-scenes crew. Then tip our room steward and our waiter. I would tip the steward on the first day. Exactly. Room steward, first day. Give him 20 bucks right now. Let's get this party started. Here's the way I like my room, and their room will be perfect the way you want it. You want ice in your room? You want that stuff in the fridge removed because you're not going to buy those items in the fridge? You just tell your room steward, you hand them a $20 bill, tell them what you need. That guy, that girl will take real good care of you, and they'll spread the word out to the rest of the staff. But yes, your waiter, your bartender, your waiter in the main dining room, the maitre d, slip the maitre d a $5 bill when you first get there, and Mr. Frommert, how are you? How are you doing today? How was your day today? We've got a wonderful table for you today. Come on over here, and oh yes, let's go. First class treatment. Let's see. Sheila, on the ships, people work very hard. Vivian, Ms. Hanson, which ship? Cool Jazz, Tom Henry, do you know if Sun Princess is still in port? Sheila, oh, I like them short. I like them long, the shirt. Oh, you like this long look of the t-shirt? That's cool. Maurice Martins, I agree with you, Bruce, but on the other hand, for the crew, you get under them. What is that? Suite rooms, I tip more than the lower decks inside. I agree with you, Bruce, but on the other hand, for the crew, you get under them self disagreements because the suite rooms, room with the balcony, my tip lower. Well, Maurice, okay, I think I know what you're trying to tell me. Look, you got an inside room. You slip your steward $10 at the beginning of the cruise because it's just an inside room. On the other hand, it's the balcony room. You slip him $10, he's happy too. But you give him $20, oh my gosh, they're just going, this is just fabulous. This is such a great customer. They will take extra care and attention to make your room is just right. They're going to make sure it's clean first. They'll be watching out of the corner of their eye. They're going to watch you and your wife head down for breakfast in the morning. Boom, they're in there right now. That room is getting set up. The beds are made. The floors are cleaned off. The glasses are out. The new fresh glasses are in. The ice is there. You come back from breakfast 45 minutes later, an hour later, your room is spotless. And the rooms around you haven't been done yet. Surprise! They'll get done. Oh, they will get done. But yours is done right away. Same for turn down in the evening. You go out for dinner, go out for a show. You come back, your room is all turned down. It's all ready to go. Everything's set up, all neat and clean. Perfect. Might be a towel animal waiting for you. Just service. They can't do enough for you. You have a question, they've got answers. You gotta love it. It's not that they're not like that anyway. They're very good anyway. But look, human nature is human nature. Okay, you give someone a gratuity at the beginning of the cruise, you're sending a message, and they hear it loud and clear. By the way, cheers to everyone out there traveling with Bruce. Saying happy Friday to all of you. Thank you for joining me today. 43 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. Love the old caffeine-free Diet Coke. I hope you're having a lovely beverage yourself. You're going to have a good weekend. I'll be on tomorrow at 2 o'clock as usual. I'll have some trivia tomorrow afternoon. And then I'm going to Coeur d'Alene. All righty, here we go. Let's see here. SFL spotter. I forgot the housekeeper. She was the best. Vivian, I meant Bandit. Tom Henry, I have not looked since this morning. I don't know what Tom Henry's talking about. Wally G, thank you, Bruce. A pleasure. Thank you, Wally. Ms. Bandit, Queen Mary 2, Chick Hansen, Vividness, first insignia, next Marina. Not sure what that means. 102 degrees today in Arizona, says Barry Member. Welcome, Barry, from beautiful Arizona. Welcome to the show. Jim on the Water. We tip waiters for good service. Same for a good room steward. Right on, Jim on the Water. Jimmy C. Hello, friends. Hi, Jimmy C. How you doing, pal? Sheila. Whoa, Barry. Bob Hansen. Howdy from Atlanta. Hello, Bob Hansen. Vivian, Ms. Bandit. Wonderful. Just came off her 3 weeks ago. Let's see here. Mid-70s and off and on rain, clouds, sun here in St. Louis, says Sherry. Awesome sunsets. Tom Henry, cool. Sun P is still in port, New York City. All right, Ms. Bandit, Vivi. We cruised last year, 12 days, December, January. Excited. Queen Mary 2 coming in on Fridays now, says Cool Jazz into New York. Sherry, welcome to all the newbies. Sherry, awesome sunset, says we have a bunch of newbies here. We've had a bunch all week. It's fantastic. Sheila, I would love to cruise QM2. David Rodriguez, hello from cloudy Holly Springs, Georgia. Welcome, David, from Georgia. Megan Frost is here. Hi, Megan. Vivian, hi, cool. Sherry, oh, is she cool? Kelly Haston, hey, Megan. Ms. Bandit, QM2 is class, pure and simple. No bumper cars, but ultimate relaxing. It's an ocean liner. It really is more of an ocean liner, isn't it? Cool Jazz, last 2 sailings, Viv. She's here today, probably leaving now. Jimmy C, just like my car. Megan, how are you doing there, Sheila? Vivian, Ms. Bandit, isn't she beautiful? I'm on her again, either late autumn or April again. Let's see here, going through some more comments. Who else is here today? Tom Henry says, a friend told me, advanced tipping is a bribe, laugh out loud. Bribe for extra services. Duh. Yeah, no kidding. I like, no, really? You mean like you treat them like crap and then you give them a tip and you wonder why they didn't treat you like gold? Or you don't give them anything and you get average service and then you give them a tip at the end? Or you gave them a tip at the beginning and they treated you like a king? Wonder why that happens. Human nature, I say. Give them a tip first day you're on that ship and they will be all over you. Absolutely, they will take good care of you. Wally G, good point, Bruce. In reliability of older vessels, keep them in private islands and for weekends, 3 days only. See, that's the thing, Wally G. You got these older ships. You cannot take them on long excursions. You cannot go from L.A. all the way down to Puerto Vallarta and back to L.A. The ship might crap out 700 miles from Los Angeles and 300 miles from the nearest port that can handle this ship, and you got to send a tug to go get it. You can't have a floating 30-year-old cruise ship with no balconies in the middle of the Pacific. That's a no-no. In the Atlantic, you cannot have a ship going from Miami all the way to St. Thomas and in hurricane season, and the ship engine conk out. No, there's a hurricane coming. You got to get it out of there. No, you cannot do that. These newer ships are the ones that you put out there, not the older ones that are more unreliable. That's why I think changes are coming. It's natural anyway. Notice that the three big cruise lines, none of them have a ship built in the 80s anymore, and they only have a handful left that were built in the 90s. They get rid of them after 20, 25 years. That's just natural. That's what they do. They refurbish them, of course, during the time they have them. But at the end, you got to do something. And right now, this was an artificial business they were running. They were running an artificially great little business, running the cruises into Havana, charging top dollar to the passengers, and the passengers were gullible enough to pay it, and now it's all over. And so now the ship's future is in doubt because the room rate on all these ships will drop dramatically, and that's the way this is. It's called free enterprise, and mechanics are mechanicals. I mean, these are mechanical beings, and they only have a shelf life of so long. Especially the kind of workload that they're under, 7 days a week, 24/7. Those are running all the time. It's tough. Okay. Let's see here. More comments here. Hi from Sylvia saying, hi from Monk's Corner, South Carolina. Let's see if Bruce can pronounce the city name. Laugh out loud. 77. Here for my uncle's funeral, everyone keeps telling me I look like my mom. The city's pronounced Monks. Sylvia, I had to admit, I saw the word monks on the bottom of your message, so I saw that, and I figured you were going to give me a hard time about how to pronounce monks, M-O-N-C-K-S, but I saw monks, and I thought, well, that's what you're trying. See, yeah, okay, that's what's going on here. All right, everyone's tricking me with hard names. I get it. You're welcome, Bruce says, Blogging Trucker. Thank you, buddy, for your great help. Who else is here? Oh my gosh. Megan Frost is 26 Celsius outside. My car told me so. Vivian, my Ms. Bandit, that's great. Let's go here. Who else is here? Thank you, Maurice, for that $2 donation. And then right after that, thank you for the $5 moving sticker. Love that. Good job. Thank you. Let's see here. The big ships are a pain when you are at a tender port. Scott Weber says that's true. The big ships, when you have to get on the lifeboats to get on the shore, pain in the rear end, but it's what it is. But you know what? When it comes to the Cayman Islands, it makes it quaint. Having tendering, if only the Cayman Islands would limit the number of passengers to about 7,000 a day instead of 17,000 a day, the Cayman Islands would be a pleasure to visit. But it's not becoming a pleasure anymore. It's becoming a pain. And now the Caymans want to, the government wants to install a full-blown dock facility, rip up a bunch of their reefs, which is ridiculous, and allow Oasis ships to dock. Now you want to go to 25,000 passengers a day? What, are you out of your mind? Yes, you're out of your mind, Cayman Islands. What are you doing? I think the citizens don't want it, but the government officials and business leaders are ramming it down their throats. It's a shame. It's really a shame. It's going to destroy the quaintness and uniqueness of the Cayman Island visit. Those of you who've been to the Cayman Islands 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you know what I'm talking about. You've been there. It used to be fun. It was there were 3 ships in the waters just off of Georgetown. We'd tender in. There'd be 5, 6, 7,000 people. We'd scatter and disperse. Now 17,000, 20,000, maybe 25,000 going forward. Not going to be fun anymore. Just not going to be fun. What can I say? Moving on. Let's see. Yeah, Tom Henry thinks that if Venezuela gets resolved, Cuba will cruise again. I don't think so, Tom Henry. I think that the Republican Party, through Trump, certainly Trump himself, without question, has taken this political football and put it right back into the spotlight where it used to be 10 years ago. And now it's going to take at least 10 years for stuff to calm down. I don't know if Cuba will be back for a long, long time. I really don't know. What can I say? Blaine, Sylvia, sorry to hear about your uncle. Prayers to you. All right, Maurice, I'm a youngster, Bruce. Just don't call me sir. That's the youngster. Let's see here. No need to call friends, sir, says Tom Henry. Jim on the water, agree with you, Tom. Okay, let's see. Who else is here? Shawana's Greatest Circles, obviously here. Some comments I just can't read. Vivian says, I gave my room steward $45. Couple servers, nice kids in the buffet, $10 each. Bartender got $2 every time he served me. Oh, did Vivian get looked after? Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Something on the escape says Lou Truck MD. Something on the escape. Not sure what that means. Let's see here. Blaine is asking Kelly Haston, did you find the show lounge to be obstructed by poles and bad seats as we did? Kelly Haston, yes, I did. Lou Truck MD, that's what it is. Lou Truck MD. Too many people, too long to wait for an elevator food. We're talking about the Horizon, aren't you? Okay, gotcha. Sheila, was that the Liquid Lounge, Blaine? Kelly, the buffet floor was so slippery, I had to hold on everywhere I walked. Vivian, Ms. Bandit, Corinthia Lounge, all the way for me. Sheila, Bruce, I heard they say banana if you are a bad tipper. Banana, yeah, you're called a banana, code word if you're a bad tipper. Blaine, yes, Liquid Lounge, Sheila, thanks. I couldn't remember the name. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I tip the ones that work hard, says Megan Frost. There you go. Jimmy C says, I like the $20 idea. Give him $20 at the beginning of the cruise, the room steward. $20 at the end, you'll be spoiled rotten. Blaine, it just depends on how well you are, but yes, 20 before and after goes a long way. Sylvan, from my one and only cruise with Carnival, we found the Liberty to be crowded, bad at handling crowds, and full of columns. I counted 18 columns in the theater alone. My wife so hated that ship. Chuck Gaynor, my passage included $15 per day in gratuities. Yeah, that sounds about right, Chuck. Kelly, that's what we did. That's what we do. We tip $20 at the beginning of the cruise. Also a bag of chocolates. Oh, Kelly, that's awesome. Hand them a bag of those, any kind of Hershey Kisses or a bag of lint. Those what are those lint chocolates? Oh, yeah. You will make brownie points with the crew. Oh man, Wally G, great idea, Bruce. $20 to start, 20 at the end for cabin stewards. Sandra Cole, I missed embarkation on the Carnival Breeze and I asked to have 2 days of tips removed from my bill. Guest services removed all tips. Turns out you don't have to pay gratuities if you don't want to. That's right, Sandra. You don't have to. You can pay on your own or don't pay at all. And some people don't do it. They'll take the gratuities off, don't pay anybody, go the cheapest route possible, and take advantage of the whole deal. There's people that do that, unfortunately. And that's why I've said it would be just great if everyone's tips were included automatically. There is no separate charge. It's just in the fare. And then you pay extra for exceptional service. I think that would be far better. I think it would be far more reasonable because the crew would be paid more money. As it is now, there's a certain percentage of people that don't pay tips. They just don't. They go to the front desk, get them eliminated. Well, if you have 10% of the people doing that, the crew, they all get less money because this pot of money being split up has just dropped by 10%. The cruise line will not pay them the differential that they could have had because 10% of the passengers didn't pay. The cruise line doesn't make up for the fact that you took away your tips. But if the $15 gratuity, if they're charging, let's say $15 now, and instead they said, we're going to charge $12.50 a day into the fare automatically and take away the 15. We're going to replace it with a $12.50 and make it a mandatory in the fare deal. So there's no splitting out. Here's the fare. The cruise fare is this much money, which happens to include $12.50 a day that's going to gratuity automatically to the staff. The staff would actually get more money than they're getting now. Now, if they get tip money on top of that, they're actually getting somewhere. But right now, I give a steward a $20 bill at the beginning of the cruise and a $20 bill at the end of the cruise, but 10% of the passengers, say 300 passengers, take away the tip money, 16 bucks a day or 15 bucks a day, times 7 days, $100 a passenger, 300 times, add it up. It's a lot of dough that now doesn't get divided amongst the crew. The 40 bucks I'm giving the steward is helping make up for the shortage that he would have got or she would have got had the tips been part of the deal. And this is where Viking Cruises is cool, Virgin Voyages included, Seabourn, it's included. Seabourn, by the way, is a Carnival cruise line. These higher end lines, they include the tipping automatically. It's in the fare, it's built in. That way, the passenger on a 6-star liner is throwing $50 to the steward at the beginning of the cruise and 50 bucks at the end as a voluntary gift. Thank you very much for the 6-star level service in the suite that I've been in. It's the least you can do. But anyway, that's just me. What can I say? All right. Let's see here. Maurice, we've been tipping before and after the end, bartender Sylvan, and that's why my wife and I refer to Carnival as the Klingon barges of the dam. Never again. Sorry if you like Carnival. No disrespect intended. Megan, these people, they work so hard. Chili Falls, I've done the $20 to cabin dude before and at the end was awesome. I do the same thing with the bartender, usually a pool bar. Chuck Gaynor, I noticed there were a few people from American or Great Britain working on the Royal Caribbean ship. Yeah, there are no Americans working on these ships. There's no Brits working on these ships. Very few Canadians working on. No. The only Canadians you're going to find, the only Americans you're going to find, Brits are in the performing area, the performers. Yes, the musicians, the dancers, the singers. Oh yeah, but not in the regular staff. Not a chance. No way. It's third worlders. Bottom line, it's people from the third world. Those are the ones that are working their tail off, 16, 18-hour shifts, 7 days a week. Think about that. Think about trying to do that yourself. Jimmy C, joined late. Did you discuss having your tips removed? We're into it, Jimmy. Sylvan, Jim Zim told me earlier by a comment that Carnival had a bad name at putting things in bad places such as theater, but other companies he has been on has no issues there. Interesting. Sheila, laughing out loud. Wally G, truer words. There are millions waiting and eager. That's right, Bruce. Millions waiting for these jobs. The 3 J's just off the bed now, as usual. We'll catch the rerun in a few hours. Take care, 3 J's. Thank you for popping in. Duncan N, I run into employees that remember me from different ships. It's a nice feeling that when that happens to me, and always take them what's that? Take them a tipping wish. I never wait for a drink. I always give them a tip. Yeah, you're never waiting for a drink. It's like right there, baby, right there. They remember. Well, we'll see here. And Sheila, well, one day I'll be on a great ship and I won't know how to act. Laugh out loud. Wally G. Very true. I've experienced that. Sheila, what did you retract? Cool. Cool Jazz. My last Carnival cruise, the room steward addressed me by my last name only, no mister. I found that strange. Maurice Martins, you are right, Bruce. Duncan, and thanks, Sheila. Mel F, love your cup. Thank you, Mel F. It's available on the RedBubble store on my on RedBubble page. Just down below, there's a link down below. Or you can get this cup over here, or you can get these 2 cups over there. You can get 40 different coffee cups, all the design, including this design. You can get all these cups with every logo I've got, or travel mugs. No stopping there. There's your commercial for the day. 54 thumbs ups and 57 watching. Thank you everybody for being here. Ooh, what else we got here? Blaine, Cool Jazz. Our steward was from the Philippines. In November, he called me Mr. Blaine. It was funny with his accent also. I used to be called Mr. Bruce. When I lived in the Cayman Islands, I would be, I would meet a Caymanian, or I'd meet someone who's working, in a restaurant, and they're Jamaican, and they get to know my name, and I'd be called Mr. Bruce. They wouldn't call me by my last name, just call me Mr. Bruce. How are you doing, Mr. Bruce? I thought it was kind of cool. Ron Sablehouse. Is that how you pronounce that name? Is that Ron Sablehouse? How much do I need to tip them if I'm in a suite? Well, if you're in a really nice suite, if you're into the Tom Henry kind of suites, I would be giving them $50 at the beginning and 50 at the end at a minimum, about $100 for the week. Because they're working, they're making sure that suite is perfect. They got probably looking after your coffee maker, looking after all your other amenities in that room and that type of thing. Just a guess, but if you're in like an owner's suite, I mean, if you're like above Tom Henry, you're now talking about $100 at the beginning of the cruise and $100 at the end, and it shouldn't even hurt. It shouldn't even be an issue for you, because if you're in that kind of a suite, you're paying 12 grand a week. It shouldn't be a problem. But that's a territory I'm not familiar with on a personal one-on-one basis. I would love to get to that level, but I'm not there. Okay. Tom Henry says, that's interesting, Mr. Cool. I find many of the Filipinos address me as Mr. Tom, and that's true. Wally G, awesome mug. Mel F, love the $20 tips. Never thought of that. We'll try it next time around. Tom Henry, probably after I told him to call me Tom. Sylvan, 76 watching, 44 thumbs up. So that's pitiful. Pitiful. What are you guys so shy? Show Bruce some appreciation, please. Remember, I have a snake. Thank you. What do we got now? 58 thumbs up. Only 56 watching. Thank you, everybody, for the thumbs up. Tom Henry, by the way, I hate being called a Henry. Mr. Henry's okay. I hate being called a Henry. Sheila's throwing thumbs up. Blaine, what is the snake's name, Sylvan? I forget. It's Lucy. The snake's name is Lucy. Sheila, I'll remember that. Cool Jazz, I found that disrespectful. He didn't know me like that. Laughing out loud. Oh, come on, cool, relax. Chuck, do you think many people are reducing part of the gratuities once on board? I'm thinking at least 10%. I was on a cruise on the Norwegian Jade from Southampton to Barcelona. Half the ship, at least half the ship, Brits, maybe more. And the last 2 days, the last 2 days, lineups, 3 lineups long, 20 people in line all day long, looking to stop the gratuities all day long. 20 in line all the time. It was pathetic. I would say half the ship killed the tips. Half on that cruise. It was sad. It was very sad. I think in Britain they should just build it in. They just build it in because they're not going to pay separately. They feel like it's just not right. Germany, same thing perhaps, but USA, we should do it too. Just build it in and then tip for exceptional service. That's the way I would go about it. But that's me. What can I say? All right, let's see here. Love this iPad. It shows 15 watching and 6 thumbs up. Yeah, my iPad doesn't keep up a good thing either. My iPhone says there's 16 people watching right now. The real count is 55. What can I say? I do what I can. All right, let's see here. I hope if I tip well, the crew will save me first, says Sheila. Maurice, I'm sorry, Bruce. I believe you explained it before. What's the difference between ocean liner and a big cruise ship? Maurice, ocean liners from the like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, even the 30s and the 20s, they were long and narrow. They had the big hull at the front. They were double lined with thick hulls, like really thick, to handle the Titanic problem, to try to handle at least small chunks of ice, something that they would ram into. They also were designed to have a very high front end to effectively battle the North Atlantic. The ships today, the cruise ships are much wider. They're designed better. They're designed with technology in mind. They're also longer in a number of instances. But just to give you an idea, like the Queen Elizabeth II that they just retired, she was almost 1,000 feet long. A lot of cruise ships are 950 feet long, but they're 10, 20, 30 feet wider than the Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen Mary in Long Beach, you'll see it at 1,050, 1,100 feet long, big, but she only held 2,000 passengers because she's not as tall. Today's cruise ships are much taller, but they're much wider in the water, and then they also have a much more sophisticated ballast system to handle the rocking motion with stabilizers on the outside, the fins that stick out the side of the ship. And so cruise ships today are far more designed. But today's a typical cruise ship does not have a double reinforced hull like the Queen Mary II that today is plying the water between New York and Southampton for Cunard. That is a double lined hull ship. and she is an ocean liner. She can really handle head-on waves. You'll feel them. There's no doubt about it. If there's 60-mile-an-hour winds, you're going into 30-foot waves, you're rocking, baby. But the ship can take it. The ship can power through it, where a cruise liner will back off her speed and will try to out-tack it if possible, and you'll still feel it. Right. That's just a quick explanation. I'm not a naval man, not a naval guy. I'm just trying to give you what I know of the differential. All right. Cool Jazz, laughing out Sheila. I thought it was protocol to address the guest by Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. Sheila, I believe you're correct, Cool Jazz. However, I wonder if so many said not to call him Mr. Blaine, I think we should buy one of those older cruise ships and make it an overnight riverboat cruise. Cool Jazz, funny thing, I wrote the Carnival, they ignored that part, said hope to see you soon. Say so, Asians have their first names last. Family last name is always first. Sheila, righto, Blaine, and all of TWB Travelers can sailor. Russell Sparks, wife and I had a couples massage. We tipped cash. Didn't realize they already added 18% tip fee until the end of the cruise. That's right. In the spa, they've added the gratuity automatically. You don't necessarily need to give them anything extra, but they'll take it, and they won't say anything. They'll take it. Sheila Russell, yes, I'm sure that happens often. Oh, by the way, the staff in the spa, the gals who are taking care of the pedicures and the manicures and the hair services, and the guys and the gals looking after the massages, they're all well paid. They all get paid a percentage of the business that they're generating. They're getting paid a percentage commission on any products they can get you to buy. So if they're doing your hair for you and they try to sell you the shampoo and the conditioner that you love the smell of, and you're paying $15 a bottle and $15 a bottle, $30 sale, they might get a 20% commission on top of their wage. So they're hustling to get you to buy extra stuff, skincare lotion, nail polish, anything. They're making a nice commish on top. So they're well paid. A top-notch spa employee who can really work and can really sell 80 to 100,000 a year, easy. 80 to 100,000 a year can be made, and they do very, very well for themselves. Just so you know, not like the kitchen crew downstairs. The dishwasher down there, he's going to make his wage plus whatever tip money he gets. And if the guy is getting $600 a month, $800 a month, there you go. Got your room and board, and that's it. And there's a million guys waiting for that job. Unbelievable. But notice when you're on the ship, the staff in the spa, very well spoken when it comes to the English language. And the better they speak, like with the Brits in particular, from the UK, they do very well. They do very well. They wouldn't be there otherwise, believe me. Okay, let's see here. Any more comments coming in? I'm just checking here. Yeah, there's that one. Sheila, first time I went on GC, it was 6 ships and was horrible getting back to the ship. Grand Cayman. They will overextend everywhere until nothing is left. There you go. I just wouldn't blame the Republicans, laughing out loud. Okay. Wally G, agree with your Cayman Island comment. It says Wally G. Thank you, Wally. Ditto Blaine. Sheila, yes, enough on Blaine. Tom Henry, I have a solution to the Mexico tariffs. U.S. should build the wall on the southern Mexico border, only 150 miles. Yep, only a fraction of the cost. Okay. Gosh, Sheila, good idea. Chuck Gaynor, I was able to use part of my on-board credit to increase gratuities to the cabin and restaurant staff. I think they needed the money more than I do. There you go. Now, the thing that you can do with your credit is turn it into cash. Go to the casino, put your card in the machine, load up your machine from your cabin credit, then go back to the payout cashier, get the cash, hand out the cash to the crew. You can do that. They would love that. Of course, there's all kinds of ways to do it. My steward gave me cookies, says Sheila. Okay, Chuck Gaynor, I wonder what the passengers from England do for gratuities, since their tipping practices are different in England than we do in America. They are different, and it's true. Chuck, thank you, Blaine. First time in my life that anyone agreed with me. Sheila, Viv, do you know the answer to Chuck's question? Maurice, we love the wash your hands crew with the Windjammer. Say so, says Chuck Gaynor, good idea. Sheila, yes, Maurice, but shame to have to remind people, laughing out loud. Sheila, I agree with you as well, Chuck. Sheila, wonder how the performers are treated. Performers are treated well. They're paid a good salary. I had a friend of mine who was a son of his who was a dancer, and he was making 2,000 US a month to start. Being a Canadian, he's thinking, hey, that's like 2,500 Canadian a month, plus room and board to dance on the cruise ship. And then he was making $10 an hour, $10 an hour, tax-free, if he would work 2 hours a day at the mini putt area. Then he was making $10 an hour other days where he was working downstairs when people were coming on and off the ship all the time. He would get $10 an hour for 3 hours here, 3 hours there. He was making an extra $200 a week at $10 an hour on top of his wage. So now he's getting 2,800 US a month. Multiply that by a bit of a factor of differential. We're into the 3,500 Canadian dollar range plus room and board. He did okay. But as the contracts came along, after 5 years, he was up to 2,500 base salary. Then he was up to 2,600 base salary. Got better and better. Had he been a featured performer, he was one of the many dancers. Had he been a singer, something more like maybe a ballroom type dancer, or again, I'm not sure of all the categories, could have been higher. He knew of performers that were earning 1,000 a week, 4,000 a month, plus room and board, and they weren't staying down below. They were in a cabin. Yeah, so there's other perks for the higher end, absolutely, but no tips, no tip money. All right, let's see here. Megan, what is so great about these six start cruise lines? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Maybe the 6 old ships. Vivian, Chuck, we can get gratuities taken off on board if we ask, just tip like as we like to. So I've seen some U.S. and U.K. workers on the cruise director staff. That's right. Camille Castorina, this is interesting, Bruce, as always. Thank you, Camille. Let's let Paul Wilgus pay the tips. Laugh out loud, says Tom Henry. What did you do with Paul? Sheila wants to know. Vivian, servers and buffet called me. Oh, it's Viv Chiquita. It's Viv Chiquita lady. No, no, they call you Chiquita Banana Lady. They didn't call you that. Isn't that derogatory, or are you a big banana? Is it a good thing to be called a banana or a bad thing to be called banana? I thought it was a bad thing. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Tom Henry, butlers need a tip. They're not included in the service charge split. Interesting. I had people calling me by name I didn't think I'd seen as at Vivian, says Vivian. Sheila saying to Vivian, Sheila, or maybe they were calling me names. Tom Henry, Sheila, no response yet. I'm thinking he is not feeling well. We're wondering about Paul Wilgus. Debbie, Morgan Frost, build it everywhere like Disney did in the parks. Sheila, I think you may be right, Tom. Janice, Raphael, Americans work the Microsoft suite teaching computers on Holland America. Very interesting. Megan, I would love to take the QE2 one day. Sheila, yes, Megan Frost. I think they do. It just too confuses. Takes me forever looking at the right cabin. The 3 queens are lovely, says Vivian. Wally G, gotta run, Bruce. What a great first time experience here with you and everybody. Catch you next time when I get notified. Meanwhile, keep cruising and chat. Thank you, Wally G, for joining us. I'm glad you're here, and come back anytime. But on the larger ships, it seems they cram the cabins in like sardines, says Sheila. Blaine, enjoyed you joining us, Wally. Everyone's saying goodbye to Wally. Chuck Gaynor, people from England not used to service employees getting paid trivial wages. It is not the way it works in England, I've been told. Maurice, thank you for that explanation, Bruce. Vivian, QM2 takes 2,800. Oh, yes, she did everything, including the lambada in those storms. Yes, she did. It moves. It moves. What are you going to do? Wally G, thank you, everybody. It was my pleasure. Sheila, chatting with Bruce, don't the spa people work for different companies as well? Yes. They are contract employees for, I think, the Stein Group, or whatever the companies. There's several spa companies that have contracts with the different cruise lines, and these employees are employees of these spa companies. That is correct. But they also get the room and board on board the ship, and I think they're down below. I don't think they have cabins, cabin accommodations. But they can make a good buck. They really can make a good money, good wage. But it's tough work, 7 days a week. When you're in port, you're trying to sell packages to people at a discount and then try to upsell them on anything else you can get them to buy. They are hustling for their money, and a lot of their wage, they might get a base wage, but their big money comes from commissions on upselling, and that's why they love it. And if you give them a cash tip on top of the 18%, they're loving you. They're not going to tell you that they're getting a double tip. They're just going to take it They need every dime they can get, like anyone else, because they're not from Indonesia. They're not from the Philippines. They're from the UK. Cost of living is much higher in the UK. So when they go home and they've saved up £10,000 over the year, £10,000 in the UK, how long can you live on that? Not a whole year. No way. Months, a couple of months at best, depending on your cost of living. It's different. All right, Camila. Camille Castorina. Hi, Bruce. Why don't you mention this? One person put thumbs down. You can undo it, in case it was a mistake. Just press your thumbs down again. It goes away. Then press thumbs up. I think the thumbs down, I almost get one every day. Sometimes I get 3 or 4 in a day. I think what happens with those is I have a group of trolls that specifically target certain channels and will never let them have a perfect thumbs up record. And so that's what goes on, I think. But you never know what the reason is. But the bottom line, it doesn't matter. If I got thumbs downs and thumbs ups, YouTube adds them together as a number. And the computer will say, right now, Bruce has 61 up and 1 down. He's got 62 thumbs. That's 62 levels of engagement between creator and viewer. And YouTube promotes my channel and this show to more YouTubers, because YouTube understands that people who engage with this creator, generally speaking, are enjoying themselves and are like the atmosphere of the chat. So that's what it is. Sorry about the lighting. It comes and it goes. Hopefully with the webcam next week. Hopefully I'll have a webcam on Sunday. We'll be in better shape, and we'll try on Monday. We'll see how it goes. So stand by, folks. These days of this lighting changing hopefully will be a thing of the past. We'll see what happens. All right. What else is going on here? Let's go. Duncan, what about the crazy names of people that work on cruise ships? Sometimes it's funny. Ms. Bandit, a Queen of the Seas. We sailed in October, and those high seas barely rocked the ship. There you go. Vivian, we got the spring seas April 14th, Ms. Bandit. Megan Frost, put those people that work lower jobs. Plus, these people that work lower jobs work long hours every day. Has anyone watched one of the people that have worked on the Disney cruises? Let's see here. Vivian says Force 10 and 11 all the way to New York. Vivian had a rough crossing on the Queen Mary 2. Sheila, I think all the staff work hard. Most of the ones I saw, long hours, little sleep, working 2 or 3 different areas. Maurice Blaine, TWB Cruise Line. Sheila, do you have to pay taxes if you're an American and work on a ship? Yes, you do. And that's why you do not see Americans working on, you don't see very many Americans working on these ships, not very many. Certain countries will allow people to be expatriates offshore and not be taxed at home, like Canada. A Canadian can work offshore and not pay back to Canadian taxes. But Americans are taxed on worldwide income no matter what. And that's why you don't see Americans working cruise ships. They don't make enough dough. Let's see. Sheila's asking for a friend. Okay. Jim Evans, should we prepay the gratuity or what? Or wait? Jim, I'd prepay the gratuity, get out of the way if you can. I mean, you can. But then give extra cash to the exceptional service, especially your steward, your room steward. Take care of them right away. That would be my deal. Let's see here. Chiquita. Okay, let's go on here. Gailey S. Hi, Bruce and everybody. 14 here in England. After I book my cruise, I start buying euros or dollars and put some in my little hand, and I make thank you cards. I love the idea of little chocolates. Yes, Gailey, great idea. Having a little envelope with a, I'll just Americanize it. Having a little envelope with a $5 bill in it and making up like 5 or 10 of those and then just dispersing them once in a while to excellent service. Oh, they know you quickly. They start referring you as the envelope lady. When they hear there's an envelope lady on board, the doors get open for you. And how can I help you today? Do you need another towel? You're just going to be spoiled rotten, absolutely spoiled rotten. First class passenger. You're now a first class passenger. Let's see here. Bruce read the wrong word. Thanks, Tom. Sheila, I know, Tom. I know. He always reads the wrong word. He does it all the time. Oh my gosh. Oh, Megan, you can't use that word. Sorry, can't use that word. Sheila, my daughter likes to perform, though she might catch a break. Jim Evans, great. I'll give extra cash at the end to suggest it. Thanks for your thoughts. You got it, Jim. Vivian reminds me, Tom, when I had yellow shorts and a top on, my friend said, "Dear God, Vivs looks like a banana." Cool Jazz, walking around with dollars in my hand makes me feel like I'm going to a strip club. How would you know that, Cool Jazz? How would you know what it's like to walk around in a strip club? Never mind. Let's not give you a hard time. It's all good. Debbie, shoot, I missed most of the show, but now I'm back for the end of the show at least. Sheila, Viv, Lady Bruce. Debbie Manuel, trivia tomorrow? Yes, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I will be on for cruise news and trivia for my Saturday show. After the show, I'm heading to Costco to Coeur d'Alene, and I'm going to stop at a Staples. I'm going to see if I can pick up a webcam, a new microphone, and improve this telecast as best as I can for everybody. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it, and thank you, everybody. 61 thumbs ups today. 50 are still watching this show. Thank you for being here as long as you've been here. An hour and 24 minutes today, it looks like to me. Absolutely awesome stuff. Thank you for hanging around for Friday's show, everybody. Ted Williams, see you in a week, Bruce. Ted, Tim, thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Sheila, laughing a lot. Duncan in strip clubs. You need 20s, man. Yeah, the problem in Canada, from what I'm told, from what I hear, the problem in Canada is about 20 odd years ago, they discontinued the $1 bill. Then they discontinued the $2 bill, and we only have $5 bills, 10s and 20s, 50s and 100s. They took the $1 bill, turned it into a loonie. We have a coin called a loonie, a $1 coin, because it has a picture of a loon, a bird on it called a loon, so we call it a loonie. And then the toonie is a polar bear. Why we call it a toonie is because it replaced the $2 bill, so we called it a toonie. I say we should replace the $5 bill and call it a fin, because the $5 bill used to have a beautiful salmon on the back of fish. We call it a fin because that's a fish, you see, and a fin is $5. But anyway, we still have $5 bills. Anyway, in the strip clubs, I'm told, I heard from a friend that they used to, the guys used to tip used to give the strippers a dollar. They'd come along with that G-string, and then they put the dollar in the G-string. Well, now it's loonies. They give them loonies, so the girls, they can't put the loonies on the G-string. So they just kind of toss the loonies or toonies onto the stage, and then they kind of sweep them up at the end of the. This is what I'm told. I'm hearing this from friends and people I've heard have been to strip clubs. I don't go to strip clubs. I run a strip club here when I'm off the air. Ask Jennifer. She gets the show of shows all the time. But that is another total different image that we shouldn't go with, and we'll leave it at that. All right, there you have it. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Bruce, we're going to miss your yellow hue if you get a new camera. Yes, I won't have that jaundice look like I have right now. Tom Henry, Bruce, check Costco too. They may have your webcam. Sheila, laughing a lot. Viv, 11:30 night. See you all tomorrow. Ms. Maya's Graham, first time here, subscribed, enjoyed it. Maya's Graham, thank you for coming by. Is that how I pronounce your name? I have no idea how to pronounce that name. I'm terrible with names. Sheila, Night, Chiquita, Vivian, laughing out loud. Duncan, you're laughing out loud. Yeah, okay, friend. Cool Jazz, laughing out loud, trying with Bruce with his friend. Bruce and his friend. Sheila, welcome, Ms. M. Hope you enjoyed it here. Cool Jazz, Biscuit Boys in the strip club. Sheila Borger, thank you. Mia's Graham. Mia's Graham. I have no how to pronounce. How do you pronounce it? Mia's Graham. Sheila Borger smiling. What can I say? All right, Ann Chavarel. Hi, Ann. Laughing out loud. Ann, it's a friend. I know people. I know people. What can I say? Over the years, yes. I wouldn't know where there's a strip club. I don't think we have one in this town. Creston, I don't think has a strip club. No, we don't have a gentleman's. We have 5,000 people in this town, kind of a farming community, so there's no strip clubs here. Ms. Bandit, check out Traveling with Kara and Nate for camera equipment. They just replaced theirs. Oh, yeah, $5,000 camera. I watched that episode. I love those guys. Yeah, that's out of my league. Granddaughter is Mia. I'm her Graham, hence Mia's Graham. I got it. Now I got it. Mia's Graham. Fantastic. I love it. Thank you. Sheila still calls me Boisiger. How do I pronounce your last name, Sheila? That's why I always call you Sheila. Sheila B. How do I pronounce that? I don't know how to pronounce it. Bozinger. You got to get a new last name. Sheila, what are we going to do? We're having too much fun. It's a tuna, says Ms. Bandit. It's a tuna. Okay, it's a tuna. All right, anyway. Thank you for joining me today, everybody. I was glad you could all. I was all glad that you were all here today. Thank you for the 64 thumbs up. Fantastic. I hope you have a pleasant evening. If I don't see you tomorrow, which would be a crime, but if I don't, have a lovely weekend. Keep your eye open for any videos that I might upload in the meantime, though. I'm always scheming. And thank you very much for being here today. Stay warm, stay safe, stay healthy, stay cool if you're hot. And please catch me tomorrow, 2 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern time for my Saturday show, including trivia. Linda Lou, good night, everybody. I got my granddaughter's 6th graduation tonight. See everybody tomorrow for trivia. Fantastic. Duncan, great show. Cool Jazz, very nice. Sheila, laugh out. I'll answer to anything. Thanks, Chiquita. Jim Evans, take care. Debbie, toodles all. Sheila, thanks, Bruce. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Have a wonderful good afternoon, evening, and everything else. We'll see you tomorrow, too. Otherwise, we'll see you Monday at 5. And that's it. This is Bruce from Traveling with Bruce saying thanks for joining me today. Today was June the 7th, 2019. 26,183 subscribers and counting. You gotta love it. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. I'm out of here. Bye for now. All right, here we go. I'm gonna put the button on the button. Gonna put the button on the button. Here we go. We're going in 3, 2, 1, 0. Bye for now.